Hi, my name's Bob Dunsmore. I have a YouTube channel called Good News, the solution to climate crisis. I'm also on TikTok, Bob's Your Uncle, and I'm getting this, trying to get something across it. I'm finally focusing down on exactly what it is that we need to do to get started on solving the national democratic constitutional crisis and the crisis the planet is facing if we continue to accelerate down the path of extinction of life on the planet, which we only have 3 or 4 years to get to the point where we can do anything about it. And we know the solution now. And basically what I want to share with you is that the first step that's so obvious to me for us to undertake in this country is remarkably simple, and yet not being talked about or done because corporate autocracy really works best behind closed doors. They don't want the people involved in their own governance. Now, with the invention of the blockchain, we can encrypt every single vote on our cell phones and use our cell phones. It's called We the People. We launched it for a year and tested it, and it works beautifully. Every vote is counted, and you can go into the blockchain and see the transaction number of your vote and how it was counted, whether you can check and verify and make sure it was counted correctly. It's there forever. It's transparent, encrypted by the Ethereum encryption system, blockchain. And so it took a nonprofit $30,000, our nonprofit, the Heart Mind Alliance. And to contact us, please, the Heart Mind Alliance at gmail.com. Heart Mind Alliance. I could tell you plenty about that nonprofit, but we spent $30,000 of funds we raised on GoFundMe to pay an app development company to develop this cell phone voting system, which we could adopt as a nation and demand, because it's so much cheaper and so much more effective than the system we now have, which is highly mistrusted and highly manipulative. This would be so secure, so elegant. And we could actually, as a people, if we become a democracy and declare ourselves a democracy, which I know over half of the people in this country want, is to have a government of, by, and for the people, not the corporations. So we want to have our vote actually count on legislative matters, for example. And our public servants in Congress, for example, all the way down to the local level, must pledge allegiance to the majority will if we declare ourselves a constitutional democracy. And if they do so, then they'll be allowed to serve as our administrators. We'll have the ability to mandate that the U.S. Treasury pay for the blockchain so that we can have millions of people voting instantaneously on measures. I mean, it makes so much sense. You talk to any young person and they'll... So all we need is to prove that the majority of citizens in this country want a constitutional democracy, and we will declare it. We won't ask permission from no king. And in doing so, we then have a virtual constitutional assembly just to modify the Constitution to guarantee that every voice is counted, every voice counted. And that, there's just so much that we can mandate. A solution to climate change, where we can actually watch Congress debating and bringing in expert witnesses and debating the pros and cons of certain ways of dealing with climate change in order to save the planet and basically to create a regenerative future. So I'm just looking for anyone who can help make it happen, where we prove to the country and we document that the majority of people in this country want a constitutional democracy, and then it'll be declared. From there, oh man, ask me at heartmindalliance@gmail.com about our 6-page envisioning of what this country could be like if the people ruled, if this were a true democracy. Hey, thanks. Bye-bye.